Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another video. And today I wanted to do a movie review on Breakfast at Tiffany's, which I watched just the other night. If you saw my video yesterday, I sent you guys on a scavenger hunt to find a video that I had done in the past in 2018 of me singing the song by Deep Blue Something, Breakfast at Tiffany's. And it didn't take long for somebody to find it, and it was Big Dick. Big Bick. Of all people, it was my nemesis, my enemy at one time, but now we're getting along fine. We're allies now. He actually found it in just a short period of time. Luckily, the video was in March 2018, so I know I was right about that. But yeah, I wanted to give him a shout out because he did find it. Had I have done that at the end of 2018, it probably would have took him a lot longer, because then he would have had to go through like almost a whole year of videos. He started from the beginning and then worked his way through, so he made it to March and then found it. But it was a Calling SCP phone number. SCP Foundation. I don't know if you guys remember that. But yeah, I'll play the clip right now.
And I said, what about Breakfast at Tiffany? She said, I think I remember the film, and it's out we're both kind of right. And I said, well, that's the one thing we've got.
Why did I actually sound kind of good in that? I know I did like auto-tune it and stuff like that and gave it a little wobble effect. But yeah, I forgot the lyrics. That was the only thing. I was just singing it randomly. But yeah, it was annoying me for such a long time. Actually, not that long. Just since the other day, I was like thinking about it. But I did spend like 2 days searching for it because I listened to Deep Blue Something, and then I watched Breakfast at Tiffany's, and yeah, I couldn't find it for like 2 days. I was looking through just random videos. But yeah, thank you so much, man. I'm very surprised. Hannah needs to step up her game now. She took 2 years. You took less than a day. But anyway, guys, I wanted to do a movie review on Breakfast at Tiffany's today. It is a very old movie. Probably a lot of you wouldn't have even heard of it. The movie is from 1961. Long time ago. And Audrey Hepburn, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know her, she was the main character in this movie, and she played a girl named Holly Golightly. Or her real name was actually Lulu May, but then she kind of changed her identity to Holly Golightly. Alongside George Axelrod, and he plays Paul Varjak. He is a neighbor of Holly, and they meet in this apartment building, and he accidentally gets the wrong room. Yeah, they pretty much just become friends instantly. I've never really seen another Audrey Hepburn movie, but I can see why she's very popular. She's very likable. At least in Breakfast at Tiffany, she was. Basically, she had a different past. She was married when she was like 14 years old, and she ran away from that life to New York City, where dreams are made of. And she has built a connection with an orange cat, a ginger cat, and it's just got no name. She doesn't want to give it a name because she doesn't like to commit to anyone or anything. She doesn't like to form relationships, I guess. She basically makes a living doing like the 1960s version of OnlyFans, except like she's just basically just lonely men with money pay her to like spend time with her. And stuff like that. I didn't really understand there's a reference throughout the movie, $50 for the powder room. I didn't really understand that at first, but then later on I got it. And basically, yeah, she like charges people to spend time with them. Not necessarily, she's not a prostitute or nothing like that. She doesn't sleep with anyone. There's this one guy who's in prison. He's part of a mafia, and he's like paying her, and then she doesn't really see what she's doing wrong. She thinks it's fine, but then she ends up getting arrested for it because I can't remember exactly what happened there, but there was like a whole thing. And she and Paul both got arrested because he was with her. But yeah, she formed this like bond with the cat, but she didn't want to give it a name. It didn't have a name, but she lived with it. She loved it. And the cat was very affectionate. She also had an obsession with Tiffany's, the jewelry store. And she could never afford anything from there, though, so she used to be like, she would go, the reason they call it Breakfast at Tiffany's is basically in the title sequence. She just likes to go and stand outside Tiffany's looking in the window at all the jewels and just eating her breakfast, like coffee and a bagel or something. I can't remember exactly what she was eating. But yeah, that's why they called it Breakfast at Tiffany's. You would think there would be more to it, like a reference to the name of the movie, but there isn't, except for that. It's just one of her favorite things to do. She likes to go to Tiffany's and look around, but she could never afford anything, and then she builds this bond with this guy, and she's very reluctant to get close to him. I think she knows she's starting to fall for him, but she's fighting it, I guess. It's like she's afraid of commitment. He really falls in love with her, and it's basically a rom-com. It's a love story, and I won't spoil the whole movie for you guys. It's not something I would typically watch. I do like rom-coms, but I'm not really into movies that old. But I definitely enjoyed it. Like, I really got into it. I watched it. I would say it took like the first 20-30 minutes to get into it, and then I was kind of hooked. And when it came to the end, I may have shed a tear, I'll say that. Especially like the kissing in the rain with the cat in between them. That was such a wholesome scene. I was so glad they went back for the cat, because that broke my heart. I almost had a breakdown at that part. But yeah, it's very it's funny, it's lighthearted, it's wholesome, it's sweet, and it's just like, I don't know. I would say it's very... I went to bed after it feeling good. I'll put it that way. It's a very charming movie. It will just put you in, if nothing else, it will put you in a good mood. I went to bed with a smile on my face, and yeah, that's all I can say about it, really. It's a really good movie, and I can see why the guys over at Deep Blue Something decided to write a song about that, which I actually read about that. I wanted to see if that was a true story, so I kind of dug in deeper, because the song is about a breakup. Even though it sounds like a very chill, happy-go-lucky, like upbeat song, it's not. When you hear the lyrics, it's basically a guy in desperation trying to, and it's ironic really, because the movie is kind of the same. It's kind of got the same kind of thing to it. But yeah, the girl in the song is trying to break up with him. He doesn't want to let go. He's saying, let's keep trying. She's saying, but we've got nothing in common. And he says, well, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? We both kind of like that. And so he's looking at that as like means to continue the relationship, even though they have nothing else in common. They have this movie that they both enjoyed, and I would say it was a very enjoyable movie. I agree with the two of them. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video just as a quick little review, because I was just thinking about it the other day, and I thought, you know what about that Breakfast at Tiffany's? I kind of liked it. But yeah, it was a good movie. I would definitely watch it again. I would recommend watching it to anyone who hasn't seen it. I would say it's just something that you should see at least once in your life. But I guess it's not a movie that I would watch every weekend. It's not one of those that I would like get addicted to. But yeah, it was just a sweet movie. It was just like a wholesome, feel-good movie. Some comical scenes here and there. Like I thought it was funny with the woman who was like, when Holly was having a party in her apartment, and the landlord was kind of funny too. He had this big goofy teeth. There was this drunk woman who was like laughing at herself in the reflection, and then later on it showed her like still looking in the reflection, but she was crying, and I was like, that's me when I'm drunk. And they also like accidentally set some woman's hat on fire and then accidentally put it out, and it was really funny. And I thought it was really sweet how he took her, the guy who played Paul took her to Tiffany's, and he wanted to treat her, but everything was so expensive, and all he could afford was a telephone dialer, which was basically like a modern day stylus. And he was like, yeah, I was kind of looking for something a little more romantic than a telephone dialer. And he's like, well, can you get something engraved for me here? So they were like, well, yeah, we can do that. We typically only engrave things from Tiffany's, but I guess we can work something out. So he had this Cracker Jack prize of like a ring, like one of those cheap little rings. And he got that engraved, and he held on to it, and after all their ups and downs, later on toward the end of the movie, he gives it to her, and it's a very sweet moment. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say about that. It is a good movie, so I recommend it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and chase your dreams.